Tom Jones, the Welsh guy with an amazing voice that could make hearts melt and get crowds going crazy. He went from being poor to becoming famous all over the world. But his seemingly perfect life was hiding broken promises, short love affairs, and deep sadness. He sold over 100 million records and women everywhere loved him. His love affairs were famous, including one with a former Miss World and another affair that gave him a son he never said was his. In his later years, a terrible loss made him wonder if his fame and money were really worth anything. Could his powerful voice hide a lifetime of things he wished he could change? Watch until the end to learn the real story of Tom Jones. Tom Jones's life started in the heart of Wales coal country. He was born Thomas John Woodward on June 7, 1940, at 57 Kingsland Terrace in Treforest. His parents were Frida Jones and Thomas Woodward, who worked in a coal mine. His family was mostly English with a little bit of Welsh from his mom's side. From when he was little, singing was his safe place. It filled family get-togethers, weddings, and even echoed through the halls of his schools: Wood Road Infant School, Wood Road Junior School, and later, Pontypridd Central Secondary Modern School. But his amazing voice couldn't protect him from hard times. When he was 12 in 1952, he got tuberculosis and had to stay in med for 2 whole years. It was a scary and lonely time. But even then, his love for music found a way. Music came from the radio, and every song went deep into his heart. Drawing became his friend, filling up the hours when he couldn't get out of bed. As he got better, he became more determined. He was inspired by the sounds that helped him get through tough times, so he took the stage name Tom Jones. But his future wasn't clear yet. Everyone expected him to follow his dad and work in the mines. To make money while chasing his dream, he took boring jobs, the hard work of construction and the repetitive work at a glove factory. It was nothing like the stages he dreamed of. But at night, things were different. He was the lead singer of a local band called Tommy Scott and the Senators. He found his voice, rising above the noise of working men's clubs. That raw, powerful, deep voice couldn't be ignored. It was a force getting ready to explode, even if he didn't fully know it yet. Then in 1963, fate stepped in. Manager Gordon Mills saw his talent and noticed the potential under his rough appearance. A new time was coming, one filled with bright spotlights, cheering crowds, and love from countless fans. Mills saw the potential that was hidden under the rough appearance. He gave his young singer a new name, Tom Jones, a name that borrowed some Hollywood glamour and perfectly fit the powerful voice he was about to set free. Getting a deal with Decca Records in 1964 seemed like the big break he needed. But his first single, Chills and Fever, failed when it came out in late 1964. It took rebellious pirate radio stations to pick up his next song, It's Not Unusual. Suddenly, in early 1965, that full, deep voice was everywhere. The UK charts went crazy, with It's Not Unusual hitting #1, and the song even made it to the US top 10. This marked Tom Jones's arrival as a major force in the British invasion. Hollywood quickly came calling. Jones found himself singing theme songs for big movies, starting with the 1965 James Bond movie Thunderball. He even sang the weird Burt Bacharach song, What's New Pussycat? Also released in 1965, a Grammy Award for Best New Artist. In 1966 was the perfect ending to this incredible year. Even Elvis Presley, the undisputed king, noticed him. Their first meeting in 1965 on the set of Paramount Studios started a friendship that would last for years. But as the decade went on, the initial excitement began to fade. Gordon Mills, always thinking ahead, knew they needed to change. He smartly reshaped Tom Jones's image, turning him from a raw rhythm and blues singer into a smooth crooner. Songs like I'll Never Fall in Love Again, 1967, I'm Coming Home, 1967, and the famous Delilah, 1968, all kept him near the top of the UK charts. This expanded his reach and made sure he stayed relevant in a quickly changing music world. Las Vegas became his new home base. His first show at the Flamingo Hotel in 1967 was amazing. Gone were the simple suits, replaced by open shirts, tight pants, and obvious sex appeal that drove audiences wild. Vegas embraced Tom Jones, and he came back year after year until 2011. His booming voice echoed through those glittering casinos. Fame took him to television with the hugely successful This Is Tom Jones. The variety show, produced from 1969 to 1971, aired on both sides of the Atlantic and made him a household name. His worldwide popularity soared, even getting him a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actor in 1970. A second, but shorter variety show, simply called Tom Jones, ran from 1980 to 1981. Unfortunately, both TV shows ended in messy legal fights with production companies over unpaid money. These fights would go on for years, a hidden cost of his time in the spotlight. The 1970s were a mixed time for the Welsh superstar. He toured constantly with backing groups like Quiet Elegance and the Blossoms, still making hits like She's a Lady and Say You'll Stay Until Tomorrow. But his popularity began to fade as the music world changed. Yet he proved he could adapt, even scoring a major U.S. country hit with Say You'll Stay Until Tomorrow in 1976. He tried more television, co-starring with Jennifer O'Neill in the special London Bridge Special, 1972. Bigger plans like playing ACI, a assassin in the 1976 movie Yakuza, fell apart because of money problems. His first real acting role came in 1979's Pleasure Cove, a failed attempt at starting a TV series. From guest spots on Fantasy Island to singing songs with stars like Raquel Welch, he never avoided the camera. Tom Jones started a new music chapter in the early 1980s, finding success in country music. But this change didn't work in the UK. Then came a turning point, the death of his longtime manager and mentor, Gordon Mills, in 1986. It was his son, Mark, who stepped in to take over his career. A surprise comeback was just around the corner. 1987 saw him back on the UK charts with A Boy From Nowhere. The next year, his bold cover of Prince's Kiss, a collaboration with Art of Noise, soared in both the UK and US. The MTV video brought a fresh, younger audience to Tom Jones and even got him an MTV Video Music Award for Breakthrough Video. Tom Jones's fame became his ticket to a whirlwind of experiences. He earned a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and worked with music giants like Van Morrison, making his place in the industry even stronger. Embracing pop culture, he appeared at big events like the Glastonbury Festival and wasn't afraid to show his playful side with cameos on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, 1993, and The Simpsons, 1992. He proved he could adapt, signing with Interscope Records in 1993 and scoring a hit with If I Only Knew. His hosting job at the MTV Europe Music Awards the next year showed his charisma beyond just singing. Then there was his unforgettable part in The Full Monty, 1997, where he delivered a sultry version of You Can Leave Your Hat On. His 1999 album, Reload, was a blockbuster packed with amazing duets featuring stars like the Cardigans and Robbie Williams. It soared to #1 in the UK, and the explosive single Sex Bomb reminded everyone he still had that signature swagger. The new millennium had plenty in store for Tom Jones. He kicked off the century in style, performing for President Bill Clinton's star-studded New Year's Eve celebration in Washington, D.C. His booming voice even made its way into sports when he was chosen to promote Australia's National Rugby League with a rousing promotional song. The industry showered Tom with recognition, including prestigious Brit Awards for Best British Male and Outstanding Contribution to Music. Never one to rest on past success, he explored new musical territory with the album Mr. Jones, collaborating with the innovative producer Wyclef Jean. This move showed his willingness to evolve, even after decades of stardom. And when VH1 Divas called in 2004, he didn't hesitate to share the stage with iconic female vocalists like Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. Despite his globe-trotting success, Tom never forgot his Welsh roots. In 2005, he returned to his hometown of Pontypridd for a triumphant concert before a crowd of thousands, his first performance there in over 40 years. It seemed Wales was proud to claim him, and the BBC declared him Wales's wealthiest entertainer that same year. Collaborations with other legends like Australian pop star John Farnham kept the creative juices flowing. The ultimate honor came in 2006 when Queen Elizabeth II gave him a knighthood, officially making him Sir Tom Jones. The title didn't slow him down one bit. He rocked out with Joss Stone and Aerosmith's Joe Perry at the star-studded 2007 concert for Diana. A lifelong boxing fan, his powerful anthems became the soundtrack for several high-profile boxing matches, further cementing his status as an iconic voice for exciting events. Later albums like 24 Hours signaled new chapters, fueled by a relentless touring schedule that would put artists half his age to shame. With each award and every electrifying performance, it was clear the fire within Tom Jones showed no signs of fading. A new decade brought a stunning musical shift for Tom Jones. His 2010 album, Praise and Blame, dove headfirst into blues and gospel, showcasing his enduring vocal power. Songs by legends like Bob Dylan and John Lee Hooker were given new life, even featuring guest stars like Booker T. The industry, however, wasn't initially on board. Leaked emails revealed label executive David Sharp's dislike for the project, calling it a sick joke. Tom Jones was furious, the betrayal fueling his determination. His fiery performance of Burning Hell on Friday Night with Jonathan Ross and the album's #2 debut on the UK charts proved the doubters wrong. By this point, he had sold over 100 million records, a testament to his enduring appeal. His presence remained undeniable. In 2010, he graced the Help for Heroes charity concert at Twickenham Stadium with a massive crowd and made his mark on the legendary Late Show with David Letterman. Collaboration seemed to be his motto, as he even lent his voice to Hugh Laurie's blues debut album and appeared in Laurie's music-themed TV series, Perspectives. He even took the stage on American Idol in 2011, sharing it with the next generation of talent. Jack White, former frontman of the White Stripes, teamed up with Jones in 2012 on the hard-hitting single Evil. The limited edition tri-colored vinyl release was a nod to Spillers Records, a Cardiff shop Tom Jones frequented as a boy and the world's oldest record store. The 2010s brought him renewed mainstream attention thanks to his role as a coach on The Voice UK. Mentored by Jones, Leanne Mitchell took home the crown in the first series. But his journey on the show was a roller coaster. Despite his success, his contract wasn't renewed in 2015, a decision BBC executives sprung on him with just 24 hours' notice. News of his removal seemed to come from nowhere, leaving him surprised and frustrated. He publicly expressed his disappointment, particularly about the lack of basic courtesy from BBC executives after 4 years of dedicated service to the show. Rather than a conversation or a collaborative decision, Tom was simply informed he would no longer be part of the program. This impersonal and abrupt handling of the situation seems to be the main source of his frustration. While he understands the potential for changes within a show, He'd expect a level of respect and communication, which he felt were lacking in this instance. His social media comments praised the hard-working production team and the talented performers. It's clear his dedication to the show went beyond protecting his own position. He concluded with what seemed like a bittersweet farewell, wishing The Voice UK well despite the abrupt end to his involvement. Fans were likely disappointed by his departure. Tom brought a unique perspective to the judging panel. His decades of experience and genuine musical talent offered a different kind of mentorship than some of the other judges could provide. Yet he kept creating. The album Spirit in the Room featured interpretations of tracks by powerhouses like Paul McCartney and Leonard Cohen. He even dipped his toes into acting, starring in the one-off drama King of the Teds, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee concert. That same year saw him belting out Delilah before Buckingham Palace, a testament to his ongoing iconic status. Festivals were no stranger to his booming voice, with appearances at V Festival and BBC Radio 2's Live in Hyde Park. He even surprised some by opening for Morrissey at a 2014 show in the US. That same year, he rocked the Australian Football League's grand final with Ed Sheeran by his side. In 2015, Long Lost Suitcase completed his album trilogy, a project deeply tied to his autobiography. Producers like Ethan Johns assisted him in bringing songs by the Rolling Stones and Hank Williams back to life. He remained a BBC Children in Need staple and closed out 2015 with a duet alongside Paul Weller on Jules' annual Hootenanny. The Voice UK pulled him back in 2017 for another round as a coach, followed by a massive summer tour in 2018. Unfortunately, illness and weather led to several canceled shows. He continued to grace Jules' annual Hootenanny with his presence, including collaborations with Jools Holland and rising star Celeste. In 2021, he released Surrounded by Time, yet another covers album brimming with carefully selected tracks. His moving performance of I Won't Crumble With You If You Fall on The Voice UK in 2022 held special significance as he dedicated it to his late wife. Her words during her battle with cancer had inspired him during a dark time. The song shot to the top of the iTunes charts, becoming a bittersweet anthem of love and loss. Tom Jones, the iconic ladies' man, had an unlikely secret weapon, the unwavering love of his childhood sweetheart, Linda. Their story began in the heart of the Welsh Valleys, where their lives intertwined from a young age. Growing up a mere 200 yards apart, they met when they were just 12, and by 14, hearts were already aflutter. Purposely timing their errands to the grocery store for a chance to be together, their affection blossomed into a teenage romance. Their lives took a sudden turn when a surprise pregnancy led to a rushed wedding on March 2, 1957. Tommy Woodward and Linda Trenchard were married at the Pontypridd Register office, both just 16 years old. Soon after, their son Mark was born, cementing their young family. It was Linda, then a drapery shop assistant, who saw the star potential in her husband. Linda, ever the supportive wife, urged him to chase his dreams as he fronted the band Tommy Scott and the Senators. Even a name changed to the now famous Tom Jones, inspired by a hit movie, couldn't dim her faith in him. Despite Linda's unwavering love back home, the temptations of stardom were too much for Tom. He admitted to countless affairs during his peak years, and some with other famous stars caused major problems in his marriage. One particularly long affair was with Mary Wilson of the Supremes. It started in 1968 during a U.S. tour and continued for 2 years. Linda became suspicious when she found out Mary had flown to the UK to see Tom while he was performing in Bournemouth. Their secret romance wasn't always smooth sailing. One story even claims Mary had a close escape from Tom's apartment moments before an angry Linda arrived for a confrontation. Surprisingly, Linda eventually befriended Mary. Mary became like part of the Jones family and even knew their son, Mark. Tom and Mary remained close friends. Right up until her death in 2021, fatherhood was a seismic shift for Tom Jones. At just 16, welcoming his son Mark into the world transformed him. "I became a man very quickly," he admits, a sense of responsibility fueling his determination to succeed. The bond between Tom and Mark is less like traditional father and son and more like brothers. Their close age gap and shared life experiences contributed to this unique dynamic. Mark stepped into the role of manager in 1986, a shift that proved pivotal for Tom's career. Mark understood his father's talent and ambitions better than anyone. His goal was to help Tom break free from the tuxedo singer stereotype, ensuring his music appealed to a broader audience. Tom credits Mark with knowing what's in his heart, a trust that fueled their professional and personal connection. It's been alleged that Mark, only 3 years older than Tom's former mistress Charlotte Laws, was involved in procuring women for his father while acting as his manager. These are serious accusations, and while not directly confirmed, they add a troubling layer to their story. With a net worth estimated around $300 million, Tom Jones has certainly achieved a life of luxury. However, financial security wasn't always a guarantee. In 1974, the UK's high tax rates forced him to make a tough choice: relocate his family to the United States and seek tax exile status. This move led them to Los Angeles, where they landed a real estate coup, a sprawling mansion in the exclusive Bel Air area. This wasn't just any house. It was a former residence of the legendary Dean Martin, adding a touch of Hollywood history to their new life. They reportedly paid $500,000 for the property in 1976. A hefty sum back then, but a drop in the bucket compared to the price Nicolas Cage paid when he purchased it from them in 1998. A cool $6.469 million. Despite the sunshine and the impressive mansion, Linda, Tom's wife, never fully settled in the U.S. A part of her always yearned for their homeland. Sadly, illness prevented them from returning while she was still alive, but in her final days, she made Tom promise to honor their shared dream, to eventually move back to London. They also owned a sizable villa, over 8,100 square feet, in the Mulholland Estates neighborhood. This property was sold after Linda's death, along with an adjacent lot, for a combined price of $1.28 million. He decided to sell it and move to a London apartment, a place that felt more familiar and comforting. His friendship with Elvis Presley was a highlight of Tom's life. They first connected on the set of Paradise Hawaiian Style in 1965 and immediately hit it off. Their bond ran deep, and they often spent nights singing together at Presley's legendary Vegas suite. The respect between them was mutual. It was actually Tom who inspired Elvis to return to the stage for his iconic Vegas residency. After catching one of Tom's electrifying live shows, Elvis reportedly told him it reignited his own desire to connect with live audiences. Tom, in a way, helped bring the magic of live Elvis back to the world after a string of less than stellar films. Their time together wasn't just about work. They'd hang out at each other's homes, catch other artists' shows, and simply enjoy each other's company. Years later, Tom shared an interesting story that reveals just how much Elvis valued another rock and roll legend. After watching Chuck Berry perform, Elvis turned to Tom and declared that Berry was the real king of rock and roll. It was the ultimate compliment from one icon to another. Tom still celebrates these iconic friendships at his concerts. He often performs songs like Great Balls of Fire and Johnny B. Good, paying tribute to their shared love of rock and roll and the artists like Elvis and Chuck Berry who shaped its sound. Sadly, Elvis's untimely passing in 1977 brought their friendship to an end. The year 2017 marked a new chapter in the life of legendary Welsh singer Tom Jones. A relationship blossomed with Priscilla Presley, the iconic former wife of Elvis Presley. News of their connection sent shockwaves through the media, a fascination, fueled by their status as giants of their respective eras. However, Priscilla's independent accomplishments extend far beyond her marriage to the king of rock and roll. She's a talented actress, a shrewd businesswoman, and her successful fragrance line highlights her continued influence and appeal. Their shared passion for music and the entertainment industry laid the foundation for their connection. Despite an age difference, Tom is 84, while Priscilla is 78. They found common ground and a spark that clearly ignited. Their relationship doesn't hide in the shadows. They often grace red carpets and events together, their smiles and body language revealing a genuine affection. Supporting each other's endeavors seems a priority, each frequently attending the other's performances in a clear show of commitment. Another encouraging sign has been the approval of their families. Tom's son Mark Woodward has voiced his happiness. For his father, seeing how the relationship with Priscilla adds joy and support to his life. This family blessing likely removes potential tension and allows them to focus on building their bond without outside interference. In 2024, Tom and Priscilla seem focused on enjoying the present rather than rushing into major milestones. They appear content to savor their time together, building memories and living day to day. Perhaps this pressure-free mindset, given their high-profile lives and iconic histories, is what's keeping their relationship healthy and drama-free. Last November, Tom Jones caused concern among fans of The Voice during a performance. A worrisome mark was spotted on his face, sparking a flurry of online comments urging him to have it examined. Always the consummate professional, Tom stayed focused on the show, but later took to social media to reassure fans. He shared a video of his duet with a contestant, subtly letting everyone know he was aware of the concern and likely taking steps to address it. Health issues aren't new for the 83-year-old superstar. In the past, he's spoken openly about the challenges of aging, including the need for not one, but 2 hip replacements. These procedures weren't optional. Before his first surgery, he admitted struggling to get through even a few songs without needing to rest. Determined to keep performing, he made the necessary lifestyle changes, including a major weight loss effort. Excess pounds were putting a strain on his body, particularly his new hips. At his heaviest, he found himself unable to fit into his stage clothes, a wake-up call for the style-conscious singer. While he's been open about some challenges, Tom maintains a level of privacy about others. The exact nature of the mark that caused concern on The Voice has never been explicitly confirmed. Still, fans can take comfort knowing he seems proactive about his health, scheduling surgeries during tour breaks, and making the lifestyle adjustments necessary to keep performing at his best. Tom Jones is living his best life at 83. If you enjoyed this glimpse into his incredible journey, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.